You know, when he started the school was after the First World War, and that was a farm, wasn't it? And he said that the young people who have been fighting each other now have to sit at the same table and eat at the same table and work together in the fields.
Even though that you may disagree with so many things, but respect each other, sort of. That's the idea of IPC, to get people together for that purpose of mutual respect and cooperation, and what you can cooperate about. Even Muslims and Christians and Buddhists and so should be aware that you are having a belief in something bigger than we can understand.
I think that you get inspired of being here. That's the impression I have. And that's what was the intention.
My father then had a contact to the Quakers, and they gave him a scholarship to the school here in the summer 1934. And then he was lucky that the German teacher left the school. I'll try to find out why he left the school.
We were not against the Germans as such, they were just people. But there was a Nazi teacher at IPC in the 30s. He was employed at a Dane by my father, and he was a very able person. But in the 30s he turned into, or appeared to be, pro the Nazi ideas in many ways. Very, very, very contradictory to IPC values. So my father dismissed that person, and he said always, this is the first time I've dismissed a teacher and I will never do it again, but I have to do it.
Do you remember the Nazi occupation of IPC?
Yes, very well.
What was that like?
First time they took over just to have the soldiers represented here. But later on they took the whole school and made it as a kind of military base. And of course they are standing here and not always making military exercise. And some of them, always you will find in a group some who can make drawings or paintings, and of course you use that. It is, I mean, you have, just like when you get your own home, you will try to make it like yours.
There's this rumor that there was 2 murals in the lecture hall, one of a white man and a black man holding hands, and another
That was down here.
down here in the...
That was here. The whole here was the dining room and the kitchen were at that end. On the wall between the kitchen and the bit primitive, but the 3 colors. And what was standing? Friede, because it was. And when the first influence of the school were that many Germans came here, and many of them were knowing about working with hands, carpenters and so on, because the building standing at that time was an old farming, I mean, stables and so on. And then they have to build it, make it ready for students.
There are some big shots, in a way, that as soon as the Germans came here, they took down the Danish flag, which was on the flagpole.
That's what happened in the 70s also, so this also happened here, of course. And having a common leadership and etc. etc., and being more politically engaged. This is how all you young people were in the 70s. And this was also here. So the school was well established, but there were the general currents, as there were in the society, was also in the school. Of course, it's not separate from society. That's what we hear now also. Now the attitude is a bit different, but it's the same thing in and out. I was in the school council then when the number of pupils was smaller, and the talk was, what should we do? Do we have to sell the lake to the local authorities? Do you remember that, Jan? That was really, we thought, no, we can't do that, no. So people were really twisting their mind to find out how not to sell anything off, because selling the lakes would have changed. But it was at this point, but then it managed, and suddenly there were a little bit more pupils, and for every pupil it helped.
And what do you think he would say about how IPC is nowadays, with 100 students, more than 20 countries?
Yes, well, he would be glad. He would be very fond of it, because what he was fighting for was always that the school should survive. And surviving means having many pupils. That was sort of the practical side of it. And then I think he would also, because that also meant that there was a lot of things going on that he wanted to. So he would love to see that you are many. He would like that. And he also liked the surroundings, so I think he would like the lake and the beautiful places around here is here. And that Jørgen and I are here, he would like that a lot also.
And what do you think should be the future of IPC? Where should we grow to?
I don't know. I think my father also, he did not build IPC just to have one IPC in the world. He hoped that there would be many folk-high schools or folk-high school-like places in the world.